Good morning everyone, it's Matthew James on the Urambi Hills in Canberra. It's another rather cold autumnal morning. It's first light. It's about 6:30 in the morning, and I'm coming to you from my past again, and you are my witnesses. And we're all witnessing a world of major change and major adjustment, major vibrational shifts, a lot of plasma attacks from the universe, a lot of increased frequency light rays from the sun that the elite families are trying to blank out. They are trying to obviously keep us in their thraldom, keep us under the thumb, so to speak, because have you ever thought why there's 24-hour constant surveillance and constant food poisoning and constant additives and control? It's because they're scared of us. They're scared of what we represent, and we represent consciousness. We represent soul. We represent the real deal when it comes to the universe. We are the universe. We are made from the Creator's essence. Therefore, we are the Creator within ourselves. And this is the world that we have created. And we live in the world that we create. And if it's not a world that you want to be in, then do something about it, because you are part of the Creator. Therefore, you can change it. That is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This is why we are witnesses. We are witnessing a world that we are creating, but we're witnessing a world that we will go back to, not a world that we are in. Just a little bit of a puzzle and enigma for you this morning on the Urambi Hills. There are some kangaroos behind me, which reminds me of that wonderful adventure that I had yesterday with that nice big male kangaroo on the bridge. I really enjoyed that experience, and I'm hoping for a few more wonderful experiences this morning with kestrels and a few other things. How are you this morning? I'm quite cheery. If you ask me, I'm fine. I'm witnessing you, but I don't know who you are, but you can see who I am. And I'm in your past, and I keep reminding you of this. This is a portal. This is a doorway between the past and the future. This is a historic event because it's now on video and it can be watched timelessly, well, until we run out of electricity and we run out of electronics. We can continue to watch this. Some of you will not want to watch it again. Some of you will watch it a few times. Some of you who are watching are scrutinising me, are spying on me. Yeah, fine, take my ideas. I'm not bothered. I don't care if people are in my shadow. I don't care if people use my ideas. People have been doing it for a while. Do you know I was the first one? I came to Australia and New Zealand as a renowned medium. I came to Australia and New Zealand as a medical intuitive. Now they are 10 to a penny out there. Everybody has renowned after their name. Yes, I'm wondering if there is a connection there, or is it just coincidence? I'm looking at a lot of the ones in Canberra and in other environs, what they're doing, what they're teaching, what they're preaching, and I'm smiling and laughing because I can see parts of my own stuff. So I'm making an influence. I'm creating an impression. So that's really all it's about. If I don't get a huge success, if I don't get a huge fame and following and household name status, well, I don't really give a shit. It's not what this is about. It's really about being, as I've said before, authentic, genuine, number one self, true self, and enjoying the adventure whilst you do it. And I've got to admit, these videos are going somewhere, going places. I mean, I'm creating something. I'm keeping it under wraps where and what I'm doing, but I'm certainly developing something, and I'm doing it slowly because I'm waiting for other ideas, other connections, other people to come in. But I am up to something. There is something in the pipeline, and hopefully it's going to be something very big, really very exciting. So it's something that I want to do, because I see a lot of faults and failures in, I don't want to call it the psychic industry, but it is the psychic industry. There are a lot of failings, a lot of things that need to be changed, a lot of ego out there, a lot of false ego getting recognition when it shouldn't get recognition, a lot of fakes and charlatans who are getting the attention. They're like petulant children, and they are really screwing up, cocking up industry, soul growth, because what they're teaching is not basically right. And I want to actually be doing a few videos, documentary videos about what certain subjects and certain traditional things, what my take on those things are. So there's going to be some interesting things that I'm going to be talking about, controversially, because that's what I love to be, controversial. I love to cause a bit of a stir, and my apologies, I am a little bit out of breath. Yes, I have gone up a little bit of a hill. It is early in the morning, and yeah, I'm going to there's a sunrise behind us, so as I'm trying to hone into for you, there is a sunrise for you there. It's coming up. I'm going to video that, and then I'm going to talk about a couple of things. I actually want to talk about, I want to define mediumship. I want to define exactly what mediumship is, so you don't have any doubt what mediumship is. So when you hear about others claiming to be mediums and they don't do it the way that I'm mentioning, then you can question whether they are indeed mediums. Are they fooling themselves, or are they making a deliberate advertising campaign to fool you and fool other people? I personally think it's the latter, but that's my opinion. Some of them are fooling themselves because they know no different. It's what they've been told, so therefore it's been bad teaching on the teacher's part, but I will get back to that very shortly. I'm now going to view and witness the sunrise. This is Matthew James, the Arambi Hills. Waffle, 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 waffle. There will be a squeaky video as well. I'm sorry, but I need to do another one. Speak very soon. Okay, I've spoken many times in depth about what true mediumship is, what actual mediumship is. I've done workshops, I've done talks, I've done demonstrations on what true mediumship is, and I need to state here and now that true mediumship is a direct connection, a direct communication between this world and the other worlds. It is a one-to-one communication where the information that you receive from the other world, the spirit world, is completely accurate. You know who you're going to, you know who you've got, you know the information, you pass the information to the person. You don't have to dither around, you don't have to do cold readings, you don't have to spend time trying to find who the individual is, and you don't have to ask questions relating to the information that you are receiving, because you know what the information is, you know who you're going to, and you know the consequences of that information, and you know the responsibility that you have. You'll go to somebody in an audience, if it's a live show, and the entire audience or the people close by will feel that connection. Everybody will feel that connection from the heart center. They won't be on mobile phones tapping away, texting to their mother or their brother about how boring the show is. They won't be talking to each other sort of about other things. You will have caught their attention, and they too will be feeling the connection with the spirit world, because true mediumship comes through the heart center. It uses the psychic senses or the clairvoyant senses as the interpretation or the communication tool, and things like clairvoyance are not mediumship. They are the faculties that you use in the brain to convert information that is not five sensory reality into five sensory reality, so you understand what the person from the other world is speaking about. Clairvoyance is not mediumship. Clairvoyance is visionary. It is part of the brain. It is an internal mechanism that you use to interpret information that you are receiving, generally from your higher self. Information that you see as a clairvoyant is generally your higher self, your greater self, giving you information that is beyond the five sensory reality. So I'm just making it clear that if you see somebody calling themselves a medium and they're going, okay, I've got a John here, or I've got a grandmother here, or I've got a father here who had a lot of body hair. Can you understand? Can somebody put their hand up for me, please? Is John your brother? Oh, it must be your brother-in-law. That is not mediumship. No way. Generally, that is just somebody doing a cold reading, making things fit. That is not mediumship. Mediumship is when I've got your grandmother here. She's telling me that you fell out with your husband. Your husband's name is Colin, and I've got Colin's father here, and Colin's father is very angry about Colin because Colin actually wasted his money. The money that he was given in his inheritance, he wasted it, and you are really fed up with Colin because Colin spends all the money on himself. And that is the sort of information and the sort of way that you give that information, because that's mediumship. You've got a one-way communication with the person on the other side, and generally it is telepathic, or it is direct thought. It is from one consciousness to another consciousness. You don't necessarily hear the information, you know the information. It's part of you. That is true mediumship. Anything else is not mediumship, and I will leave you on that note. We all have a sense that this reality is not quite right, that it needs to be changed. But not many people have actually realised, or come on yet, that we control this reality. And they who control us, or try to control us to control this reality. And we have to change our way of thinking. And we're going to change our way of thinking pretty damn quick, because things are happening so unbelievably quickly that we're losing time and running out of time. I suggest you research Agenda 21 and realise the implications of what Agenda 21 involves. There's a depopulation going on. I don't want to go into it in too great a depth, but there is an urgency for us to change this reality. You change this reality within self. You change this reality by thinking completely differently, and you realise that your subconscious is driving you at the moment, and it is being controlled and programmed by subliminal information on televisions, even in food, in the air. There's low frequency LMF rays and frequencies out there. These phones, these mobile phones, and these mobile phone towers, they do have another use, and that is to pump out LMF frequencies. Deceptive thoughts are not your own, but you think that they are your own, and we have to delay this control that they are putting onto us by thinking differently, by reinventing the reality that is within ourselves, and by losing fear of consequence, fear of being a goat in the field. By losing this fear, by breaking these norms that are being set at an alarming rate by these LMF frequencies, amongst other things, we have to change it all. And we're going to change our thought processes. You have to do it. That's my instruction I've got. That's how I hear it. It has to be done. You have to change your thought processes. You have to change your life. You have to think differently. You have to bring in the authentic self. And this is why I've been so adamant, jumping up and down about the fake and false ego, because the fake and false ego is controlled by these frequencies, by these subliminal messages, by this desire to conform. Conformity doesn't mean growth. Conformity, comforting the masses, being comfortable because you're in a group, doesn't mean that that group is right. It just makes you able to not draw attention to yourself. But then the ego wants to draw attention to itself because it wants adoration, it wants to be liked, it wants to be loved, it wants to be popular. So the ego, the false ego, is very deceptive, very misleading. You don't have to be one of the pack, one of the group, one of the sheep to actually evolve. Sometimes being on the mountain on your own is far better than being amongst a group and in a pack of animals that are going round and round in circles, not really knowing what they're doing because they've all been instructed wrongly. This is what this is one of my pet things at the moment, and I know I'm not making friends about it, but I have to say things as they are because the industry, the world, the ego is increasingly getting out of control, and we're getting very slap happy about information that we're taking on board and ways that we are acting because, pardon me, we're not questioning it. Human beings are being misled, they're being led up the garden path. They're like young children with the Pied Piper. So all I will say about the matter is you need to think differently. You that I'm talking to, you're putting heart centre out to people. You're not always going to get a good reaction because it depends on the ability of the person that is receiving that heart centre energy as to how they are going to act. So people are either going to embrace this truth and accept this truth, or they are going to repel against me and they're going to bag me and they're going to call me and they're going to be gut botherers. Either way, I'm making an impression on people's lives, and to me, I'm doing my job. So with that kind of little notion, that soapbox statement, I shall leave you guys and say enjoy the rest of your day. Matthew James on the Ramby Hills. Okay, stop what you're thinking, stop what you're doing and gather round. The question that I've got for you today is these thoughts that you are now thinking, the impulses that you've got, the impressions that you've got, everything that is going on within your mind now, please observe it. Observe your thoughts. And can you tell me if those thoughts are truly your own? Where have those thoughts originated from? What has driven you to those thoughts? And what are those thoughts going to make you do? Is it what you want to do? Is it what you need to do? Is it what you have to do? But you need to start questioning your thoughts, the origin of your thoughts, and what's making those thoughts. You have to start delving into your subconscious to find out what is happening inside there. Is it your own impulses, or is your impulses being hijacked and rewired by something or somewhere else? How do you know, Matthew James, you are asking? How do you know if they're your own thoughts? You just know. If they are alien thoughts to your own, you know. So this is what I want you to do at the minute, is question your thoughts. So that is your little puzzle for the day.
Have you had enough of me yet? Matthew James on helium. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is this morning. By the time you watch this, it won't be morning anymore. Well, it won't be my morning anymore, but yes, I'm doing another one of my videos, and I'm expanding, and I am making myself sillier. And I hope you don't mind, but I enjoy being squeaky, 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 squeaky. I am Matthew James. My name is Matthew James, and you are watching as a witness Matthew James doing a squeaky video just before the sun rises. Good morning. Good morning. Squeaky video number however many. Matthew James doing a squeaky video. So goodbye for now. Speak later. Bye.
Just around the corner, just another mile. I had heard the stories, her legend served her smile. Sit with me, my darling. Let's talk a little